What's up everyone, my name is Jesse and welcome to my channel. Today we finna be working on my mama's 96 Jaguar XJ6. We finna be replacing the rear shocks since she has a bouncy ride and it feels like she got some hydraulics, but it feels like, let me show y'all. See this? Bruh. So while you drive you could hear a loud thump noise and it's just bad. I did call 2 shops to get a quote on how much they would charge to replace the rear shocks, and with parts and labors the first shop quoted me $1,600. Bro, that's a crazy amount. With only $1,200 I'm doing a full maintenance on this car. I'm replacing multiple parts, doing a whole service on it. So yeah, they did crazy for that. Then the second shop quoted me $800. That's half the price, which it is better, but with $800, bro, that's how much I bought my XJR for. So let's get to replacing these rear shocks. Let me show y'all how it's done. Hella easy.
First, loosen the 23mm wheel lug nuts. If they're on tight, use the floor jack handle as a breaker bar for more leverage.
So now that we got the wheel lug nuts loose, we finna lift the car up using the floor jack. Me personally, I like adding a 2x4 block on top of the Jag just to protect the underneath the car, the subframe. So we're gonna get the Jag underneath the rear subframe and lift it up and then place some jack stands. Get our jack stands. Loud ass plane. Alright, so we finna keep, let's just wait for a little bit. For real, they decided, hey, let's hop in the plane and mess up Jesse's clip real quick. Alright, so we finna clip. Now I can't even talk. Alright, so we finna keep the floor jack underneath the differential. That way we are able to rotate the wheels, and I will explain why you need to do that once we're in there. So now let's remove the wheel.
Once the wheel's off, we're going to remove the brake caliper. Use vice grips to remove the hardware. Then pop off the plastic bolt caps behind the caliper to access the mounting bolts.
H7 hex socket. Electric tools, they be coming in clutch. You'll be able to get things done faster. Get some bungee cord or some hooks or zip ties to hold the caliper. There you go.
Next, remove the ABS sensor. There's an 8mm bolt holding it in place.
Pull this out. Now it's on the way.
Now, before we loosen the drive shaft nuts, count how many threads are showing. That way, when we tighten everything later, we know how far to go.
It's a 18mm. We're gonna need a deep socket, a swivel, and a long extension. So you need to turn the wheel to adjust it to where at a certain angle where the socket will fit properly. Like that, so. Now we get our impact wrench. Did it? So you're able to turn the wheel. If you don't have the other side lifted, it won't turn for you. I would suggest to try and get, or if you have a thin wall socket, that way it'll fit there better. Let's keep turning. Now we're finna pull this whole hub out so the drive shaft will come out just like that. Now you got so much clearance to remove that rear shock. All right, so we need two 22mm sockets.
Loosen the lower shock bolt, but don't pull it out just yet. We'll come back to it.
Right. All right, that's out. All right, so we're gonna need that swivel head, a 13mm socket, an extension, probably a longer one. Let's see. To angle it. Oh no, the short one's fine. Looks like the short one's fine. All right. All right, that one's out. One of my sockets went down there. For this one. Let's see. All right, let's get that rear one out. Got the last one out. Okay. Pull it out with the impact wrench. What's that? Let's see if I loosen it all. There you go. Out. We're gonna use this spring compressor tool to compress a little bit of the spring. Just gonna adjust it. Put it right here, put that right there.
Compressing the spring will give you more room to wiggle the shock assembly out. You don't have to do it, it's not required, but it definitely helps.
Wait, go this way. Let's get him out. There. Okay, we'll leave the socket there. All right. We're gonna get a socket. We're gonna place it on the jack pad, and we're going to lift it up. So the socket could hit the bottom of the shock and lifts it up, and then we're able to remove it from this frame. All right, so we're gonna apply some pressure right underneath the subframe right here with this pry bar. And then we're gonna lower the floor jack since it's applying pressure to the shock and pushing it out. I'm assuming if we just push it out the way, the shock won't go down because then it's gonna get blocked by the subframe. Like that, yep. No, don't go back in there. No, don't go back in there.
Getting the shock out isn't too bad. I use a long pry bar and a floor jack with a socket to compress the inner shock and then slide it out.
Okay. Now don't be scared, you guys, that the spring is gonna shoot out and hit something. Because it's actually not assembled to the shock, see? Yeah. Let's check this out. Whoa, look, this explains the noise. Check this out. No wonder it's making that thump noise. There should be a bushing underneath there. But I mean, it's there, but it's completely like worn out. Barely anything. Check out the underneath one. That one's cracked. And then there's this one that goes with the spring. Worn out too, look. Deteriorating. Baked. Let's see. Oh, look at the bottom of this. Bro. Definitely time to replace these. So before we remove the nut, let's count how many threads they are so you could re-tighten the new one the same. I believe there should be 17, but we'll see right now. 16, 17, 18. 18 it is. All right, so get your 17 millimeter to remove the top nut, and then a 6 millimeter wrench to hold it from rotating. Keep it from rotating, yeah. Put it on that stud. All right, we need more leverage. Like that. Let's go. That thing is locked in there. Okay, I think it did loosen it up. Now, 17.
38.
Extension on the wrench. Yep, there you go. That helped. There you go. All right, got it out. Look at that. All that metal shavings from the subframe, it was coming from this. Look at that. It's been hitting it. Awful. All right, look what's left. It's supposed to look like that, like one of those bushes over there. I hate to say it, but if you're over 40, yeah, you gotta pay someone for sure. Your knees are probably blown out. Your back probably has hella pain.
Shit, that sounds like me.
I'm getting there. All right, so check it out. Old one, new one. Look at that. And then there's this bushing that goes from on the bottom. So we got one here. We're gonna push this one here, and then we have this one that's completely gone. It goes on top, right there. So I'm not gonna be using this top part of the new one. I'd rather just use this original one. So we're gonna remove this clip. One thing about these clips, they're not too bad to remove, really easy, but they could be annoying to install back. Take this rubber boot. There you go. So this boot has this metallic piece, just like this one, but it's just focused on the center, and we're gonna use that instead. And installing these back could be annoying. I think you need like a special tool for these. But what do I know? I'm just a street mechanic. Yeah, I tried. I really did, you guys. I really did. I give up now. Instead, I use zip ties. You can never go wrong with zip ties. Zip ties is where it's at. There.
Jaguar uses a unique firm foam style bushing. It doesn't squish when you tighten them, and they're solid. They're great, but the only thing that sucks about these bushings is that over time, it breaks down into little pieces. They crumbled up. These new bushings though should last a good while.
So, yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that off camera, and we'll be back. 17. We'll leave it like that. Alright, let's install this. Oh, hold on. Just forgot this part. Alright, so we're gonna put this on top. There. Just on top. Yep. Like that, right? Yep. Just like that. Alright, so let's install this. It's gotta be all together. Gotta install it all together. Okay. My bag!
Oh, you're back.
Alright.
When installing the new shock, you can rotate the top mount plate to line up with the studs. When you got it in, go ahead and install the top nuts to hold everything steady. Now here's the fun part, sliding the shock and spring assembly back in. Nah, I'm gonna be real, bruh. This part sucks. It took me forever to find the right angle. YouTubers be making everything look hella easy, but trust, this part wasn't. So make sure to take a break, grab some food, maybe a drink, and then come back strong to finish the job.
See that? Come on, don't you come out. Don't you come out. Come on, bruh. It's almost there. There. Oh, there. Woohoo! Now we gotta turn this thing around. Use the pry bar. There, it's in.
I wasn't recording.
Took hella long. I will quit. I will quit being a YouTube mechanic. Alright, so after hammering the springs, we finally got it in there. I take it back when I said this is gonna be hella easy. That got me worn out completely. But now all that's left to do is assemble everything. And we finna be having a smooth ride. Oh, there you go. Let's get it loose. Yeah, we'll be able to get it loose. Right. Bottom left, yeah. All right, got it in. Got it out, boys. Kind of out.
Let's go.
Just this over here. There we go, like that. Yep, right there. All right, so I'm tightening the top nuts. Remember, there should be 2 visible threads, and I'm hand tightening them. I'm not using the impact wrench. Alright, so before we put that bottom shock bolt, let's put this drive shaft back into its place. That way it's all hold together and I don't have to move it. Or hold on to it, I mean. It's heavy too. Alright, so if it doesn't align, you will have to rotate the rotor so you get it in place.
I had to lift the rear subframe just a little to align the CV axle with the differential. Then I tightened the axle nuts back to their original thread count.
Alright, got it in there.
Now install the lower shock bolt. You'll need to rotate the shock using a flathead screwdriver to line it up with the hole. Once the bolt's in, tighten it down. So we recorded a nice outro, but I accidentally deleted the footage. So that's it, you guys. If y'all found this video helpful, do me a solid and hit the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Late.
For everything.
You can stop it.
Sure?